Hey guys, today is May 26th, 2021, and today we had the total lunar eclipse that was centered over the middle of the Pacific Ocean here, and I did a video back in December on the 29th about this eclipse, and I called that video The Origin and how it connected to the golden ratio. And we had 618 weeks between the longest total solar eclipse of the 21st century, which was back on July 22nd, July 22nd, 2009, and the longest total solar eclipse of the 21st century passed over Wuhan, China. And of course, during the solar eclipse, the corona of the sun is the only exposed part of the sun, and that Wuhan is the origin of the corona, longest total solar eclipse. Today's lunar eclipse, 618 weeks after that solar eclipse, the golden ratio. So I call this ritual to the lunar and solar eclipse in this video, I call this video The Origin. And it was interesting news today on the 26th. We got this news about the Biden orders investigation into origins of COVID-19. The president gives the intelligence community 90 days to dig deeper into how the pandemic started. Remember, it's in Wuhan, it was the bat that was blamed for the corona outbreak. And American Samoa, remember, they were the featured quarter with the bat. They featured the bat on the American Samoa quarter. Just all connected here with the golden ratio, the solar and lunar eclipse. But just very interesting that I had named my video The Origin. We got this Biden announcement today into the origins of COVID-19. He says he's going to give 90 days to dig deeper. And of course, my channel is all about Revelation 8:11. 8:11 is the number you call before you dig. My very first video that I ever did about wormwood. I showed you guys the 8:11 digging connection. But just a very serendipitous story to come out today for Biden to announce looking into the origins of COVID-19. The last video I did was about Neptune. And I got some interesting Neptune stuff I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit. And I showed you how Neptune was kind of connected to 10:18, Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Also in this origin vid, I talked about JFK, and I'll show you how today and in a few days that connects to JFK as well. But one thing I wanted to show you guys with this JFK connection that I had talked about, that origin vid, Lee Harvey Oswald, he was born on 10/18, which connects to that very well-known verse, Luke 10:18, about Satan being the lightning from heaven. But of course, Lee Harvey Oswald was the lightning from heaven in the JFK assassination. JFK, the most famous frame of the JFK Zapruder film is frame 313. 313 is the 65th prime number. and we're told that Lee Harvey Oswald used a 6.5 caliber rifle, the 65. Showed you guys this little slide a long time ago as well before this, but just wanted to make that connection again with JFK. Today, I'd mentioned that in that origin video well with JFK. And then my last video with Neptune, I talked about the 1018, Lee Harvey, born on 1018. He's JFK's lightning. And we have an interesting day coming up here. JFK's 104th birthday is on 5/29/2021. And that just happens to be 1,377 days after the Great American Eclipse. And 1377 is the ordinal gematria value of Revelation 8:11. Show you many examples of the 1377. But kind of be interesting to see what kind of news we get on the 29th on JFK's 104th birthday. 1,377 days after the Great American Eclipse. And then one more thing I'm going to cover in the future here. I'm going to cover more about the history of the United States in relation to American Samoa. If you're born in American Samoa, you're not a citizen of the United States. You're called a national of the United States. It's the citizen. It's the birth certificated citizen. That's the debt repayment collateral currently, and I'm going to do more about this system. And among many other things, I think this system is going to come to an end, and they're going to try to start a new system. But the old system will still exist, but I'll explain more of that later. But just it was one of the things that I had talked about in that origin video with American Samoa, why it was so significant. It's one of the only unincorporated territories of the United States, so it has that feature where the people born there are not citizens. They're U.S. nationals, even though everyone else born in the United States is a U.S. national as well. You have that parasitic U.S. citizenship attached to you. But I think that system is probably coming to an end, and they're going to have to either come up with a new system or completely abandon it and start over. I don't know, but it's part of what I'm going to be talking about in the future too. But also, I want to show you guys some stuff on Neptune. 9/11 was all about Neptune. The steel outside structure of the Twin Towers with a trident. The Blue Beam Memorial. Neptune is the blue planet. It was Operation Neptune Spear. That was the operation for the killing of Osama bin Laden. But what's interesting, if we look at the history of Neptune, the mythology, Neptunalia, the celebration of Neptune, happened on July 23rd. And I've talked about this before, but we have the blue beams and Project Blue Beam. I've talked about that too, but the very first HDTV broadcast in the United States, this happened to be on July 23rd, 1996 on Neptunalia. And I've said specifically before that I think Project Blue Beam is just going to be sold to you through your television. I don't think there's going to be any holograms or anything like that in the sky. It's mostly going to be sold through your television. If that's a possibility that's happening, which I think it is, I think there's going to be what many people call the Great Deception, but the origin or the main feature, the main way they're going to sell it is through your television. 4K HD TVs are getting really, really cheap. And of course, the masses are trained to believe everything they see on TV. So it's no coincidence that Neptunalia was our first broadcast on HDTV in the United States. So, but just wanted to show you the COVID origin ritual, 8/11. All there, very serendipitous that it happened today. When I did my origin video back on December 29th. But lunar eclipse is very important to keeping track of all these rituals leading up to whatever they have planned or whatever they have coming. It's not just one thing that's going to be changing here. It's going to be many things, many things. The monetary system, just the way people interact with each other is changing with the corona and the vaccine and all that stuff. So we're in a time of rapid change, and kind of keep track of it and get ahead of it with some of this stuff. So okay guys, thanks for watching.